Okay, here we go. Can you all see me? A bit of a different setup today. Well, first of all, I have an AC, portable AC, which is gonna keep me cool. So, who's in? We have Tom, Filament Frenzy. Whoop whoop. Hold on. I'm hearing something in the background. I have no idea what it is. Hold on. Let me see what's happening here. Ooh. Good evening. So, give me just a moment. I need to switch off my iMac. There you go. I prepared everything except for that. How's everyone doing this evening? Well, this afternoon. We have Edwin, Makerspace, 3D Now, Dupang, Imagination to Form, Jan, Matt1 UK, Dimitri, Ismail, hey. So, today, double trouble. We have the Tevo Flash. Now, before we start, I need to be as transparent as possible on this subject. So, Tevo approached me to tell me that they would like to send me Tevo Flash for review. I accepted. As I always do, I never ask for a refund on the import taxes. However, I was not aware that Tevo were sending two. When I got the notification from customs, they told me that I have two, not one. And therefore I got a fine because I declared only one printer instead of two. That fine was 300 euros. I contacted Tevo and I asked for a refund. So just so you know, this is still going to be an unbiased review when I get to the review. But yeah, I just want to make sure that everyone's aware, and I want to be transparent about it. I did not ask for payment, but 300 euros at the moment, that's a lot of money. And I have a mortgage to pay. So we're going to start. We have the Tevo Flash, which is 50% assembled, and we have the Tevo Flash, which is 98% assembled. Now, these are kind of like the Works edition. They have dual Z-axes, TMC 2100 drivers, BLTouch, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I'm gonna put together the 98% assembled one first, and then we'll jump on to the kit one while that's printing something. Hey Paul, weather is very hot. Hey Ben. So, also, I got some 3D Prima filaments because 3D Prima partnered up with Tevo thanks to their launch of their EasyPrint PLA. So 3D Prima sent me some filaments in order to use on the Tevo Flash. So the first thing I want to do is remove the kit, and we'll put it down here. And we'll open this. Let me see if I can. Okay, also, the other camera, I've had some interlacing issues, so just in case it bothers you, I'm sorry. It took me about an hour and a half, couldn't figure out what the problem is. Hey Patrick, trolling for dollars. Bunny Caruana, hey. So, let's see what's in here. Also, I need to keep all the packaging now because I've decided that these machines will go to my Patreons once I finish the review. I think I have enough printers now, and it's time that I give back something to my Patreons. So we have the assembly manual. We have some bolts, some tools, more bolts, cable, bed springs, and a spatula. Okay, Let me do this so you guys can see what I'm opening here. Oop. There you go. There. So, there it goes there. This is really tightly packed. Okay. We have the gantry in one piece, which we can leave there. Here we have the rest. Hold on, I don't want to break anything. Come on. Okay. And that's the base. That's it. Those are all the parts of the 98% version. I'll put that there. We'll change this camera. Okay. And we can switch this around. There. CRX killer already? Now, CRX is dual extruder, single nozzle. I, honestly speaking, I think there's more of a chance of the Hicktop Dual A3 being a CRX killer more than anything else, to be honest. So the heat bed is AC 220 volts, so it's a direct, it's an AC heat bed, which means this is going to heat up extremely quickly. Nice red and black color scheme, how all printers should come, correct. Hey Zapol, nice swag. Thanks Ben, it's my new swag. Trolling for dollars, what level of patron do I have to be included in the chance to receive this printer? That would be the $10. So I did some tiers on my Patreons. And, well, basically the $10 will, every month I'm gonna basically give out one of my printers. I have more than enough. And honestly speaking, I don't use all of them. So there's no point to me keeping them. All right. This is the DIY version, which we don't need. Pre-assembled version. We just have the 4 screws, which I'm assuming are these. 4 screws, 4 washers. Depends on the IDEX pricing. I checked, it's going to be about $800. And if you go on Twitter and see the photos, you'll see that it can definitely produce really nice quality prints. Morning, George. Okay. So first things first. I need to grab this and not break anything. Let's throw this over here. Okay. Okay, so this has, in fact, apart from the dual Z, which you guys can probably see, it also has a BLTouch, which is here, and also the Volcano hot end, or the Volcano clone hot end. It's a nice fit. So the extrusions, these, I'm guessing these are 40 by 40 extrusions. They have like a milled, CNC milled slot over here, and these fit perfectly inside. So I'm going to try to do this without breaking anything. Hey, Arvind. Okay. Let's some tools. And tighten these up. 250 by 250 bed. Yes, that is. I think it's 250 by 50. If I'm not wrong. Hold on. $235 by $235 by $250. So it's a relatively large build volume. Okay, that's one side. It is quite heavy, actually. It seems very solidly built. I'm quite impressed, actually. Hold on, because I think I missed. Hey, Tinkerman. Good luck, Joel. I'll be watching back later. No worries. Thank you very much, dude. So, if you're lucky enough, today you might experience a blackout. I have not tested the power supplies. I have not taken them out of the box prior to this moment. So I haven't tested if they're fine. They should be. I hope they are. So next is springs and bed. Hey, Kevin. Hi, Vanni. Sorry, I forgot to reply to you. Yes, I have it. I'll message you this week to come and pick it up. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Come on, stay there, stay there. There, oop, go back, there. Okay. Hey, you do you use washers? Tom doesn't. Nurse uses them only to line up the pillar of the creality. Depends what washers you mean. If you mean for the gantry, yes, I tend to use the washers. Spring washers are there so the screws don't untighten themselves over time. Okay. Yes, Anycubic does have the Chiron, but that thing is an absolute beast. It's a hell of a machine. Okay, so. Hey, Derek. Okay, so that's relatively tight. Could be a bit tighter. So the cable for the x-axis is slightly loose. So what I'm going to do is just undo the x-axis motor a little bit so I can tension the bolt. Is this the right? Okay, this one. Is the heat bed just plain glass? It looks like plain glass. Come on. Is this better than the Ender 3? I have no idea. I really have no idea. Spec-wise, yes, but obviously print-wise, that's yet to be determined. Spec-wise, yes, definitely. Spec-wise, actually, it's impressive. But whether it performs, well, that's something that we still have to find out. Okay, so belt has been tensioned. That's out of the way. These go here. Ben, thank you very much, dude. You're awesome. Have a beer on me. Remember, Patreon party. It's a secret. So yeah, if all goes well, TCT this year, we're going to do a Patreon party. We're going to do a Patreon hangout. It will involve food and alcohol. Okay. Hey 3DMN, how did you design your little mascot guy? I don't have a mascot guy. That's the Spanner Hands mascot. Okay. So that goes in there. Hey Roy. Trying to find, where's the notch? There it is. Okay. They say 98%, I say 95%. Debatable, depending on how many other pieces you would have to assemble yourself. If it was a full kit. So that's a Z motor. That's also a Z motor. It's actually, I dare say the engineering so far looks very well thought out, but let's still, this is interesting. These two belts connecting the both Z-axis screws. Oh, okay, it's here. I thought to myself, where's the Y-axis motor? It's very similar to the Michelangelo. It's on the side, nice and clean. So limit switch X. Limit switch X. Where is the limit switch? Check the instructions, Joe. Check the instructions, dude. Okay, so this has to go there. The live boy. Are you going to do test sprints? Yes, of course. Just starting out, I'm going to assemble this. We'll do a test sprint. First of all, thank you very much for the donation. So we're going to assemble this. We're going to throw in a test sprint. And then we'll start assembling the 50% assembled version. Now, this, I'm going to put the limit switch, hold on. Whoopsie. Dimitri, 2014, thank you very much, dude. Thank you so much. So, limit switch is here. It's an optical limit switch, or it's not even optical. I would say it's like an inductive limit switch. So that goes there. I don't know exactly how high it should go, but we'll figure out as we go along. This is the extruder motor, which goes here. And this is the x-axis motor, which is here. Okay, so technically speaking, that is it. I'll leave it there. Kibber says the bed will heat up to 90 degrees in 90 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised. Joe, Nary's got better quality prints after removing the Z-axis belt. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know why the belt is there, seeing as it's dual stepper motors on the Z-axis. This just kind of restricts the lead screws, so I can see how removing that would be better. Our first decision, no, actually 50 upgrade. 3D Solids, doing fine. Thank you very much. Okay, let's start her up before people start shouting at me. Need one of these, and that one goes in there. I'm assuming this is an automatic variable, whatchamacallit, power supply. So we'll figure it out. It's on. No, it didn't, John. So I can hear the BLTouch going. Same screen as the Tevo Michelangelo. I've noticed something. There's no no spool holder. It's no big deal, obviously, but I've just noticed there's no spool holder. So let me just throw these there for now, so I can have some space. Okay. Card inserted. Let me do this, and we'll throw in some filament. I need a spool holder, so we'll use this spool holder. There. Make my life easier. I'll put that one there. Move this from here. Is the printer using Marlin firmware? Yes, it is, and they've already shared the source code with me if I need it. So they are abiding by GPL. Hey, short to ground. So let's see what's on the SD card. So Flash BL drive 8825G code, Flash BL real support. I'm guessing it's real support. So let's see. Okay, let's grab this, throw it in there. So I can see what I'm doing. I need a clipper. There. Does adding dual Z help much in terms of print quality? Yes and no. It all depends on the size of the printer. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to just preheat the nozzle. This needs to turn a bit like this. So I'm going to prepare and let's do preheat PLA just so I can extrude a little bit of filament. So it says, let me do this so you guys can see. So let's see how quickly it heats up to 70 degrees. 44 degrees, 47 degrees. This is the bed. 50 degrees. No, it's just, it looks like plain glass. This is at almost 60 degrees already, and that's just a few seconds. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70 degrees for the heat bed. That is officially the quickest I've seen a printer go to a 70-degree heat bed. That's just, I'm preheating its preset like that, so I didn't set the temperatures. Okay, so okay, well, someone has tested this because there is green PLA coming out. Okay, so that is there. I'm going to do bed leveling. I want to see exactly what happens. So homie first. Okay, let's see what happened there. I want to see what happened there. I'm trying to figure out if there is an x-axis end stop anywhere. And I don't actually think there is. Let me check. That's the Y, that's the Z. Okay. This is, okay, so I made a mistake here. This was supposed to be the x-axis, of course, because Z has the BLTouch. But the instructions kind of tell you either one or the other. And it's my fault, my fault. Noob, my fault. Whoa, C4 Tohagen. Dude, thank you so much. Got me sidetracked there. Thank you, dude. So end stop placement is here. My fault. Entirely my fault. I apologize. This is supposed to go here. Try it once again. Okay. Yep. There. So, bed leveling. Now we're talking. Nice. Front left. Front right. Rear right. Rear left. So that should be it. This card so you can print it like the Tevo Tornado? I don't think so. So this is what we're gonna do. We are gonna, let me see what else. Tell me first. Okay, so main. Print from SD. Just gonna put on some glue, some magic glue, because I'm addicted to it, and let's done. I have a feeling that these G codes, okay, so I'm going to need to slice something very, very quickly. So, it doesn't seem like there is any, printable G code on the card. So, I'm going to have to very, very, very quickly create a profile. Let me put this here so you guys can see what I'm doing. There. So we'll do other. Next, we'll do this Tevo Flash. We said 235 by 235 by 250. The Spanner hand save, they're going to be monthly subscription. Maybe. Scrolling feels actually quite nice. No, there are no printable. I don't think what there are there. It says BLTouch and driver, the drivers. So I doubt they are printable files. So there. Let's see what we can print. Let's do this. Let's throw in a spinner bot. There. Okay, edit. Company still designed from Creality. I'm guessing this is the clone of the CRX. This is not the clone of the CRX. CRX is, it's actually very different than this. It's also a dual extruder. So I'm going to do this and this. Retraction will do 4.5 at 40. Coasted end. Do wipe. 20. Okay. Temperature, heat bed. 55 should be enough. Extruder, 205. I think that should. I think that should work. Let's see. Let's throw this in there. I need a USB. There we go. Oops, my finger just slipped on the paper, but thank you very much, Mayan. So, let me see where I'm going to plug this in. Okay. Yep, there. Now, actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to check what the G code is. See, in fact, nothing comes up when you preview the G code, so it's not really a G code. Okay, so that's done. Let us take this out and throw it in here. Let's see what happens. The base construction is just because it's square, flat, and slanted here, it looks similar. I'd say it's more similar to the CR20 rather than the CRX, although I have yet to see a CR20. Jan Wiersma. It's not open source certified, but it is open source. They abide by GPL for the open source firmware. Everything else is just 40 by 40 extrusions, 20 by 40, 20 by 20. So it doesn't really take much to actually replicate this. Camera swap. Yes, camera swap. I apologize. Sorry. Mitchell Hirsch, noob mistake about to commence. What did I do? Although strictly speaking, I wouldn't be surprised. Now it needs to have a Z offset fixed. I'm just adjusting the Z offset on the fly. It's not going to be clean. So let's do this. Come on. There. Sponsored by Penner Hands and Magic Joe, sponsored by Monster. Yeah. Can I just say how happy I am that this is so quiet? Which of the optional features of the Tevo Flash would you recommend? Definitely the TMC drivers. It's just so quiet. It sounds perfect. Yes, it has a BLTouch as well. Joe, is the printer really that silent? Like, this is the fan, and well, that's all you hear is fans, nothing else. It has dual fans on sides. Yes, it has one on each sides. Actually, considering that it has dual fan, it's actually not that loud either. I'm just going to throw these in here. Joe, how are the fan noises? Haha. It's actually not that loud. This is... I'd happily sleep next to this printer while it's printing. In terms of, I don't know if it's going to catch on fire yet. I doubt it, but it wouldn't bother me. The noise is actually really quiet. I have a better way of putting it. I would have no problem whatsoever doing a live stream while this is printing. How about mesh leveling? That I will have to check. I literally just put this together. So I don't know, I'm sure you can do a command for mesh bed leveling. Let me see if I can put some light on it so you guys can see better. Does my wife know? Yeah, she's probably watching right now. Hey, 3DP Iceland. May's heatbed suggested not sleeping next to it. No, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind. It just wouldn't bother me to sleep. Although mains heatbed means that it needs, well, technically less current, 12 volt 12 volt power supply would actually need more current to heat up the heat bed. So it's relatively safer to have an AC bed than a DC bed, depending on the voltage. While this is printing, why not start on the other one? Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Hold on. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of time to get acquainted, look at it. So let's do that. I need to sort this out. Hold on. Be entertained by the printer while I sort this out. Must say, getting tired of this open source issue, and people always now want people to give credit to somebody else. There's a lot to more open source than just that. Fully and completely agree. Dmitry, dude, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you so much, man. 12 volt is safer. Tell that to ANET A8 owners. Thing is, when you have 12 volts, and you have a large heat bed, you need more current to power that up, so it becomes less safe. There's more chance of fire. String relief on the cable. That's actually very good string relief on the cable. I can't really show you guys. So it has braided cables everywhere. The heat bed actually scratch that. This needs a bit of strain relief on the heat bed cable. So it's kind of dangling there, so definitely strain relief on the heat bed cable. Thanks, Ali 3D Printing. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Testing new ways to break printers. Moving them while they're printing like this. There. Leave that there. It's so quiet. So, let me just fix this. So whoop, there you go. We're going to do that over there. Okay, and we can start. What's the price point of each version? I think they started about $250, something like that. Honestly, not entirely sure. Okay. This version will be about, I think, $350 because it has the dual Z-axis motors. Actually, you know what? Let me just open it here. Just bring everything up. So we have button tube, USB cable, tools, screws, how many screws, instruction manual, we have belts, pulleys, and couplers. This is the Z-axis top holders, the lead screw holders. We have, this is the pre-assembled X-axis motor. This is the X-axis idler. Make sure you enable the BLTouch in the slicer for DIY mode. Curious to see what type of sequence they choose. Very true, actually. So. It's actually printing nicely. We have 20 by 40, and we have the lead screws. Hey Joe, is the bed leveling with the BLTouch already pre-configured in the Marlin firmware? Thinking of using a BLTouch 3D Touch in my Hypercube build. Honestly, I don't know. If Tevo official are still on the live chat, could you please let us know? Next, we have first Z-axis motor. Come on, you can do it. Ooh, okay. So, we have the base. Interesting that the 98% pre-assembled doesn't come with a pre-assembled bed, but the 50% pre-assembled does come with a pre-assembled bed. Okay, so that one. Then we have the extruder over here. And we have the hot end. This is actually a chance to see how the hot end is. Let me see if I can, there. So we have a volcano clone hot end, relatively large. Hold on. Relatively large heatsink. On the volcano hot end, we have the BLTouch. Not sure it's a genuine BLTouch. It doesn't have the Ant Collabs logo on it. Dual fans, 1, 2. In terms of where they point in the right direction, which is at the nozzle tip for both of them. Eccentric nuts on the third wheel here, so not bad at all. Yeah, that's true actually, because it's exactly in line to the nozzle, the BLTouch, literally just straight up. So let's take these things out. That's so quiet. I'm still, well done. I'm honestly speaking, I'm very, very happy that a 3D printer company finally decided to put in drivers which are silent. It makes me very happy because that's just, it's actually not that expensive to buy drivers, and I'm sure people are willing to pay that little bit more to have like a quiet printer. How is the hot end being cooled? It actually has a cooling fan for the hot end and then 2-part cooling fans on each side. We are shipping the second batch orders one by one. We'll catch all of the orders soon. Okay, that goes there. Belts. Are they removable or soldered to the board? I'm assuming they are removable. The reason I say this is because, well, it wouldn't make business sense to have boards with TMC drivers and boards without them, because then costs would go up. So it's much easier to have a board which has replaceable stepper drivers, so they can easily be hot swapped within the factory. That's my assumption. They're interesting. Let's leave them here. Okay, so let's see how quickly this takes to assemble. For now, I'm just going to remove the base from here. Leave it here, just so I can have some space. Awesome. Thank you very much, Tevo. I completely forgot. Yes, they are your business partners because, well, yeah, even my Mosta has the original BLTouch. Is the Chiron still running its torture test? Yes, it is. Last I checked was this morning. It's about 71 hours and 28% done. to say, Tevo, they're getting their act together. It's always nice to see. I mean, if I compared this to the Tevo Tarantula, Tevo has come a very long way. Very happy to see this. Okay, those are there. So first things first, we need the gantry. Flash screws, does it say which screws? M5 by 25. Okay, I'm guessing it's these. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Guilty Tevo fanboy. So, those will go in here. Garrison Ramos, they are not standard, but you can buy them as, you can add them as an extra add-on. I don't think it's 2208 drivers. I'm not sure. I think it's 2100 drivers. Hey Ben, welcome back. Agreed. Matt1. Matt1 UK made a very specific point, which I have been stressing on for about a year now, that it's not about producing the cheapest quality printer. And companies will eventually realize that people are willing to spend a little bit more to get a better quality printer. And that's what's happening. So I'm not going to tighten these all the way, simply because I want to align them with the base first. Been working with Tevo for a long time now, and definitely agree they have stepped up, and yeah, agreed. Okay. Next, we will throw this up here. That actually doesn't need any adjustment of the eccentric nut because it's on point. Maybe a little bit. Actually, no, it's fine. And this has to go in here. Also, doing good. So next, it has to be attached to the base already. Remove that and put this over here. I love this. These let me just zoom in. So these are CNC milled sections. So these can go in there. And these fit literally, there is no mistaking it. It doesn't even move at all. So it's very hard to get it wrong, and I really like that precision. Joe, have you done a small shout out for our young lady, LD 3D Printing, to get her some more subs? I was gone for a while. So there you have. I just gave her a shout out. LD 3D Printing. I'm not even aware of her channel actually. That's looking good. So. Mayan, yes, it is genuine BLTouch. It's like even I didn't have to play around to actually align the holes of the gantry. It's in place. All this makes me happy. That's going in there. It actually, even though it is 50% assembled, doesn't really have a lot to assemble. I should have taken time of how long it's going to take me to assemble it. Okay, let me just realign these to make sure that everything's fine. That's one. The instructions are actually very good. So far, they didn't miss anything. I can see why they included both the 98% assembled and the 50% assembled in one manual. Makes it easier. But the only confusing part I found was the x-axis limit switch. That is all. So next, these are okay. There's no play whatsoever. So I'm happy with those. Next is the extruder. So these will be in here, I'm assuming. Okay, this goes in there. Okay, so this will need adjusting. And adjusting this should be relatively easy. There you have it. That's also done. And now we need these. Is the Tarantula a good beginner printer? Personally, I think you can get much better than the Tarantula as a beginner printer. This being one of them. Krzysztof, is it better than the Ender 3? Well, so far I can say based on half a print, I can't. Yes, it's much quieter, it heats up faster, it's very smooth, very quick assembly. From those aspects, yes. But the only thing that it needs, the one thing, can be added later, I'm sure. Filament runout sensor, that is it. I think that is it. That is all this thing needs. So we need 2 of these washers. These fit in there. Yep. Okay, next. We need these 2. I should have put these in first. And those last. Okay, so I'm gonna take these out again. You guys see okay? Is this clear? There. Where do you buy your Filamentum PLA from? Directly from Filamentum. When I order, I usually order in large quantities because, well, it's more worth it than just buying one-offs. Shipping is just too expensive. Okay, put that one in there, and we'll put that one in there. Okay. Come on. There. Okay. I need, I think this one is it. Nope. That's too big, that's too small. It's too big. I'm trying to look for the Allen key. There. No. Where did I put the Allen key? Joe, couldn't you get it from 3D Jake? It's based in Europe. I don't think I ever purchased from 3D Jake. The thing is, seeing as I have a good relationship with Filamentum, I can get reseller prices for me, seeing as I buy in bulk. So then let's start with the other one. So this is a bit of a, move this here. Slightly tedious to do, but you can find your way around it. Because you have to insert the T-slots and then you have to align them with the screws. There you go. So just as long as they're tied in, that's fine. So next I can just do these again. Okay, there you go. That's it. Okay, now it's aligning these. It's time for a flash off. Okay, that goes in there. Do you think you could add a runout filament sensor easily? The fact that it's Marlin based and you already have the source code, then it shouldn't be a problem. Remind me, what was the great metallic blue filament you printed a set of pushes parts in a while back? It was Hertz filament, Hertz PETG, which I got from 3D Print Tech in Austria. Okay. That looks fine. Next is Z motors. Should be relatively simple. There's one. And that's two. Hey, print and play. Okay. My bean, LCD from Kudo, is in clearance event for almost 3 weeks. Good luck with that, dude. Not the clearance event, the printer itself. I still get aggravated when I talk about them. So when it comes to the Kudo 3D bean, buddy of mine, Jay's 3D Adventure, showed me the email communication with Kudo 3D, and he told them that he would like to cancel his order and he would like a refund. And they told him that once they put him on the refund list, he cannot turn back, and there's a 3-month wait to get the refund, and he has to contact them back in 3 months because they're currently busy shipping out units. And then he told them, would you care to know why I've decided to cancel my order? And their response was, it could be one of these three. Shipping delays, shipping charges, and I'm trying to remember the third one. Bad communication. That's it. No, thank you, regards, or we don't know, we'd like to know, nothing. That was the email. Now, couplers. Come on. Okay, that's one. Hi to another. Hey, Mike. It is. It feels all higher quality. Even the way the cables are braided. There's only like, if I had to do or change anything, would be cable strain relief for the bed. I can see how I can actually print something here to hold this in place. And possibly a filament sensor. That's basically it. Now, lead screws. Okay, so this goes in here. One. Perfect. Okay. Ta-da. Okay. That goes there. May I ask how many printers you have assembled in the last year? In the last year, assembled, let's say close to 30, 40 maybe. And yet I still make silly mistakes. Okay. So I'm just checking that there's no wobble on the Z axis, and it's actually quite straight. That's a very good thing. Now we have these. Should I? Okay, so I'm just gonna, let's move this. So I'm actually gonna assemble it with these. Part of me doesn't want to, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We'll see how that goes. If worse comes to worse, you can easily remove these. So I'm going to line it with that. That goes there. So the mistakes are another reason that we watch. Very, very true. I'm quite sure of that, actually. Okay, so, wait, what? Okay, so we'll try with this first. I'm guessing it's this one. That goes there. All right, so before I actually attach this, I need to make sure that these are aligned. And in order to do so, I'm going to use, so I use this, wait, hold on. So before I do that belt, I need to make sure that these, both z-axes are aligned so that this is aligned. In order to do so, you have to level them, not with the bed, but with the frame. So what I do is I take a piece of 20 by 40 or 20 by 20. I put it on the frame here and just lower, whoops, and just lower until the extrusion of the z-axis frame kind of hits it. If it manages. In this case, it won't. Because it's not high enough, so I should have another piece somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where I put it. There it is. So we'll do this. Long time since the power out and blue smoke Sundays. Oh yes, very long time. So let's rest that over here. So that's one. And that's two. Holding that, and let's go slightly down. Okay, so I need to align because this is not perfectly centered. So I'm just going to, so the x-axis is kind of misleveled, and that's fine. I'm just going to undo these two bolts here a little bit. And I'm going to undo these in here, just enough for me to have a bit of slack. So that's one. And that's two. That should be it. Yep. Oopsie. It's a bit fiddly, but it works. Now that that's done, before I lose the calibration, I'm just going to throw these in here. So they both move at the same time. Barrett's Filament English website is only half translated from German. Always makes it fun. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he told me he's still working on it. Marcelino, there are links in the video description to check the price. That's one. And that's two. That will do fine. Now, other one. This goes here. Not entirely happy with having bearings up here. Come on. Okay. Try this one. So hold on, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. I wouldn't normally put these. They seem to be working fine on that, so we'll do a test. We'll see what the difference is once it's fully assembled. We do a couple of prints, and then when review time comes, then we can decide which is better. But sometimes you get this issue. They're so tight. Pleasure to meet you, Lydia. Is the build plate like the Ultra Base? It looks like glass. It looks like just glass, at least from here. I don't want to hit it with a hammer. Let's try. No, I don't like it. So the problem I'm having right now is that the bearing in here is slightly too tight for the lead screw. So I'm halfway tempted to leave it out. But at the same time, I want to assemble it just like that so I can, compare the two. Ian, that is exactly right. That should be the way that's how it's meant to be. Honestly, I think this was like an extra expense which didn't have to be there. Mainly because it's frustrating me. Okay. See, there's also, it's quite tight down here. Okay, let's. I'm not trusting this. Try something quickly. No. So this doesn't want to go through. It literally doesn't want to go through. So I'm going to give up on it. And while I'm at it, I'm going to give up on the belt too. I'm going to try to give up on this and the belt too. Come on. It's a good thing I have an AC, or else I'd be dripping right now. I'm still sweating. And I have an AC and a fan. I don't have round file. I don't have a round file. So I'm just gonna, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try. Yeah, there you go. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. I shouldn't have put this on. Okay. Let me just, come on. See, this wasn't a good idea, Tevo. Let's do this. There. So now, I'll just remove these. 1, 2. And I'm actually going to leave them like that. Next, just encourage height. Okay, so that is the height. We actually already did that. It feels like there's some I'm just checking that they go down evenly. Because when you get to about here, it gets a bit tight. So I'm just gonna fix these. Robbie Mac. Hopefully enough for a round file. Thank you very much, dude. Quentin Campbell, thank you very much, dude. Have a good night, man. So, I'm just undoing these, the lead screw guide. Just to give it a bit of give so I can adjust it accordingly. I want this to move freely. There you go. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's one. Okay, come on. Okay. Okay. That actually is much better. I'm just gonna, seeing as I'm removing the top parts, I'm just gonna make sure that everything is perfectly aligned. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So let's try this once again. Okay. Let me try something very quickly so I can just move them both together. Okay. That's done, that's done. These, ideally, they go a bit tighter. Whoa, sorry. I like your videos going. Thank you very much. Urbi et Orbi. Thank you very much for the donation, dude. You can't see you. Sue. Oh, yo, sorry. There you go. Apologies. Are the bearings replaceable? Which bearings? If it's these bearings, then yes, they're replaceable. Okay, that's done. Next is use the wrench supply to rotate the eccentric nuts. We already did that. Now the belt. So the belt is here. And I'm guessing it should go there. That goes there, that goes there. So what I'm doing now is, let me zoom in so you guys can see. There. Just doing the cable tie against the belt. I don't have to do it too tight because the X-axis motor has like adjustable, you can adjust the tension through the X-axis motor. Austin, thank you very much, dude. Thank you for a donation, man. Okay, that's one. Cable tie. Missing some donations. I didn't, did I? No, I didn't. I made sure that all I should always notice donations now. Okay, let's see how that would be. That's still, no, it needs to be slightly better. Okay. And then I can just at the time you had missed one and the second. Got me worried. No, I don't think so. Would it help to file a round edge on the extrusion where the belt is so it doesn't rub on the edge? It's actually aligned perfectly. It's not gonna... You're one of my favorite channels, not just for 3D printing, but all of YouTube. Oh, Stephen, dude, very kind words. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you so much, dude. So yeah, the belt is actually aligned quite well, I'd have to say. Okay, that's perfect. That's nice and tight. I'm gonna leave a little bit of give there. Perfect. Okay. Next. That z-axis looks way out of square. Actually looks fine. I think actually that and that. Just for the sake of humoring you, and now that you kind of got me into this position, I'm gonna try. But it was fine, I aligned it. There you go. You just need to do one and then. There. Okay. But it's fine. It's the angle of the video. That's fine. Okay. Next, extruder. Going back to the original, someone said 95% assembled. No, I'm still gonna go with 98% assembled. Okay, the big screws that I saw over there, these ones. There's Allen keys. So this goes, Okay, so this finished printing, but my it's actually not bad. So, whoop, so this guy was ready. I cannot. Let me see if I can zoom in any further. Hold on, give me a second. Never mind my. It's actually not bad at all, considering it's a very, very, very quick profile. That should give you an idea of how quiet this printer is. I didn't even realize it stopped printing. Seems like there's a little bit of salmon skin there. That's not half bad. I need to dial in the settings. I need to dial in the filament. I need to make sure the start code and end code are fine. That's actually not bad. I'm surprised. That actually is not bad at all. So this was facing outwards. This goes there. There's one here. Anything crazy? No. Not today, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. So on this one, I'll use some silver, just to have a better idea of what it looks like, because translucent might not be ideal for a live preview. That's done, that's done. Also, technically, that should be it. I'm just going to put these on the side here for now. That goes there. This goes in here. And that goes there. Where are the... Did SD card come with the firmware? It didn't come with the firmware, but if you ask Tevo, they will send you the firmware. They have sent me the firmware, in fact, as well. But I don't know, honestly speaking, if that G-code has anything to do with the firmware that's inside the SD card. Okay, so let's start putting these in here. So many options from one printer. Yeah, because you either have with TMC driver or without TMC drivers, BLTouch, without BLTouch, with TMC drivers and without TMC driver, with TMC drivers and BLTouch, or without nothing. Then you have it either pre-assembled, 50% assembled, 98% assembled. So there are quite a few options. These are the 50% assembled and 98% assembled, both with TMC drivers, dual lead screws, and BLTouch. So that goes there. Next. Z-axis motor goes in there. The Z-axis goes in there. Oh, that's a tight turn. Next, this goes. This is the X-axis motor. This there, that is the extruder. And now we have what I missed before, which was the limit switch for the X. Which goes here. Okay, so I don't know how well this is going to go, but we're going to try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this spool of silver easy print PLA. I'm going to switch this off. And then I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to move you guys down here. Then I'm going to throw this in here. I'm going to switch it off. That goes on. I need to cut that off. So first things first, let's see if it hones. Okay, that works. So then we're gonna prepare, preheat PLA. I'm gonna use the same G code that I used for that onto this. It's alive. So we'll see how it works without the belt on the top. Something popped. Ah, heat. Okay, so I'm going to grab some of the silver. Throw it in there. Yes, I'm not going to use a spool holder. Come on. Burning beer. Dude, I'm not going to miss you today. Hey, Joe just joined as I was out for dinner. What did I miss? First of all, thank you very much, dude. You didn't miss much. We've assembled a 98% Tevo Flash. That worked. Now we're about to test the 50% assembled version. And nothing has blown up so far. Oh, something is snagging here. Let me check. Okay. Oh, okay, that's the problem. That's what's supposed to happen. There you go. Okay. Yeah, it's slightly too tight, but yeah. Let's see. But leveling. For me first. Hey, Pete. Then front left. Whoa. Let's see. Main print from SD. Let's see what happens. Super cool printer. It does actually look quite good. It's also very quiet. This has a better Z offset. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop this print. Just there. Hold on. So, stop print. I'm gonna check. So, control, BLTouch, reset BLTouch, BLTouch self-test, the place. So BLTouch, motion, Z offset, there it is. Increase it to there. Print from SD. Let's do that. And just for the sake of it, put a bit of Maginoob. So what makes this printer so great? It looks fundamentally the same as the CRX, but without the dual extrusion. The CRX is much bigger than this. It's dual extrusion. It's got a color touch screen. It's fully enclosed in the bottom. Ultimately, this is going to be much quieter, quicker to heat up, much quicker to heat up. The bed is made of, well, it's glass, from what I can tell. There you go. It's actually very easy to adjust the Z offset. Let me just remove that. So, we're gonna zoom in. I'm gonna take you guys up a bit. And there you go. Okay, so I forgot to check if the bed, that's fine. I forgot to adjust the eccentric nuts on the bed. Let's see how this plays out. And then we'll print another one. It's still early. I started early, so it's like 9 o'clock. I still have at least another hour here, nice and easy. I'm just going to make sure this doesn't snag, like that. Give it a bit of slack once in a while, just so I don't have to stay getting another spool holder. Real men use M851. Why does the underneath of the build plate look so rough? This is, okay, so this is, there is foam there, insulating foam, and also kind of like aluminium tape, guessing to keep the heat in. That's the element. So, how's everyone doing? That was no blue smoke. Was it still entertaining? Okay, let's analyze this. This is actually not a bad print at all. At all. So we'll see in silver. You can see it much better in silver. Why is the quality of the video rubbish? I don't know, it looks... What's wrong with it? Joe, definitely not too late. Hi, Andrew. Has it part cooling fan? It has 2 part cooling fans. Ooh, pig roast. Have to use vibration dampeners. Not on this. There is really nothing. If the print quality, if I can get it to print right and spend some time on the... Oh, I should have tightened the belt. Okay, so I did a few mistakes here, even on this one. So, I did a couple of rookie mistakes, which are noobs mistakes, noobs rule, first and foremost. So I didn't tighten the belt at the bottom. I didn't tighten the eccentric nut on the bed. I should have. So those will play a part. And I've noticed now that even the belt on the y-axis here is relatively loose. So that will play a role as well. But yeah, I mean, nothing major, but they will affect the print quality. And I cannot obviously base my opinion on this printer based on today's print, which is going to be a small print. I need time to tune it in, dial it in, and these are things that I will get to, well, after this. LE 3D printing, remind me, Lila, Lydia was your name? I might have to unsub. I already bought an N3 because of you. Now I almost have to get a flash. You're costing me too much money. For a second, I thought, oh no, what did I do? But then I realized. I see a lot of horizontal lines when someone moves on the screen. That's that's interlacing. I'm having some issues with OS. What's it called? OBS. I tried to fix it for some reason. It won't fix itself. Lydia, there you go, Lydia. Other than you, who are your favorite 3D print channels on YouTube? Other than you, who are your favorite 3D printing channels on YouTube? Joel, Angus, Tom, of course, CNC Kitchen, Neris, Earblinks. I'm hoping Tom, Filament Frenzy, starts a channel. Thank you very much. I don't know if it's Alex for Tevo, but thank you very much for joining, Alex, and answering questions. Thank you so much. And thank you for sending me these machines for review. Has anyone tried Idea Maker Slicer? Birdmeister, I do. I use it actually quite a lot for the Raise Pro 2. It takes a while to get used to, but it's very intuitive. It's very similar to Simplify 3D. Nearly 250 pounds for 98% built on BLTouch. It's true. It's actually, and honest, I'm very happy. I'm very happy that Chinese 3D printer manufacturers are moving towards quality and slowly increasing that bottom line of price. It's not about price anymore, it's about quality. It's what the customer gets. Make anything, definitely. Devin. Yay, CNC Kitchen is the best. Oh, I thought I was the best. No, Stefan from CNC Kitchen, he's very analytical. He does incredibly in-depth videos. So yeah, definitely awesome. Where can I find profile for Ender 3 for Cura? I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you can find a profile for Cura. You can find settings, but I've never managed to export a profile for Cura. Oopsie. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. There. Billy Pinjili. What's an awesome name. Hello from Bratislava. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you so much. And hello from Malta. Bratislava. Such a cool name. Bratislava for a city. It's awesome. Sounds mean, you know, and tough. It's how my very 3D printing is. Thank you very much, Lydia. Oh, Ivan Miranda, of course, Ivan. The thing is, there are so many now that it's hard to keep up. How's the new Hictop Duale 3? That thing is amazing. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase. The test unit that I have, which is not a production unit, the test unit that I have is performing really well. And if you go on my Twitter, I've been uploading photos of some prints that turned out absolutely beautiful. So I'm noticing that this, you know what? Hold on. It has to be a unanimous vote. It has to be a unanimous vote. I'd like to stop the print. I'd like to tighten the belt. I'd like to tighten the bed and restart. All in favor, say aye. All against, say nay. Go. The lion came out awesome. I think the dragon, Arya the dragon, is probably my favorite dual color print I've ever done. Yeah, kill it. Okay, got it. Stop print. Yeah, I definitely need to tune in a better profile for this. You know what? Let's do this right. Let's actually do this right. So I'm gonna first see. Look at that. Don't look at that. Look at that. Wait. This is what I'm talking about. So that was actually not a bad print for such a bed. this is also, let me see if you can see it. Like there's quite a bit of slack, so I need to adjust that. Okay, so I'm going to take my time. I don't want to rush this. I'm enjoying myself. It's still early. I'm not half asleep. So I'm just going to, wait, hold on so you can see what I'm doing. There. Just going to adjust this. So that's much better. On the bed. Much better now. Eccentric nuts are on the other side. See? Give him back, Mike. That's more like it. Okay, that's just the springs moving. Okay, so that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, that's all fine. I'm just gonna redo the code. So, let me just insert this here very quickly. I'll give you guys a view what I'm going to do, which is all done, there. Okay, so where's my thingamabob? There, spanner bot. Okay. So, speeds. Oh, let's do 50. It's 80. Let's do 50 should be enough. Travel, 100 is also, ooh, no, not 1,000, 100. It's fine. 98. This, I'm gonna do 20. 4 should be fine. With the vertical lift here. So G code script. Oh, script. Trying to remember, you know, home X's. I need to copy. Hold on. Edit. Nope. There. Be with you guys in a second. G-code, scripts. Let me just check something very quickly. Let's do that. So we have starting script, we'll do that. And ending script, turn off. Let's do G28. We'll do X and Y. Home, X and Y axis. There. think that should make it a bit better. Save Spinnerbot, yes. Give you the webcam again. And there. So, I'm back. Let's see how it performs now. Is this the 98% or the 50%? This is the 50%. The 98% is also fully assembled already. So I gave it a mesh bed leveling command. I want to see what it does. What do you guys think of, like, how do you feel about live streams on a Sunday? Hold on, sorry, I don't mean to be rude. How do you guys feel with live builds or live streams on a Sunday? Because I usually do them on a Friday or a Saturday, and I do them quite late, but I wanted to do it on a Sunday a bit early-ish, just to take it a bit more easy so I'm not that tired. How do you guys feel about it? Because this is, I mean, it's 9:15, you know, I still get to spend a few hours. I can be here till 10, then I can, you know, put my daughter to bed, I can watch a movie with my wife, I can eat something, you know. And I think Sunday is the day, you know, people are relaxed at home. They're either watching TV, watching a match or something, so. Andrew Gilmore, it's probably, yeah, it's Australia. Okay. I think it's not sticking to the bed. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. I love my magic glue. It's addictive. Better Sunday than a Friday night. Good. Is this going to replace the Ender tree? Most likely. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Actually, you know what? I think I really like the Ender tree, the Ender 3. I think I really like it actually. But I think that will be the first printer I'll give away to the Patreons. Because I need at least another month minimum to review these two. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. What do my Patreons think? One every month. It's my promise. They might not always be the ones that I have on review, because I do have about 40 printers in the garage. There's also a Tarantula, there's a Zone Star dual extruder, there's There are quite a few actually downstairs. So yeah, I'll be giving them away. Don't eat your magic glue. It's not an ice cream. Yes, it is. It's like water. With general noise, is much quieter than the Ender 3. It is ridiculously quiet compared to the Ender 3. Your Starco did not do a mesh bed leveling. No, it didn't actually. So I think that needs a bit of work. There, I get mesmerized. It's been almost 2 years now that I've been assembling 3D printers and printing, and I still could just sit and watch a 3D printer print all day. Looking much, much better now. So the thing is, I'm lucky enough to have this channel. I'm lucky enough to have all the 3D printers I could possibly ever want, and I never use them all. There is no chance I could ever use them all. And I don't want to sell them because, first of all, I don't want to offer customer support, but you guys know what they're like. And patrons they make this happen. So I feel it's fair. I say it every time, but man, I love that camera. It's actually not the camera you love, it's the lens. This is my 24-70 Canon L series lens. I bought this 3 years ago. 3 years ago, it was a gift for myself that I bought. Very expensive lens. If I had to sell it, I could probably pay 3 months worth of mortgage. But I love this lens. I just love it. Back then I had a full-time job, I could afford it. So, could you summarize your experience so far? On the pre-assembled, very easy to put together, very quick, very quiet. I love how quiet it is. Print quality, I need to dial it in, but like this print that's going on right now, it's actually looking not bad at all. For the price, I'm very happy. Let me see if I can... A bit more dialing in of the filament and it's going to be beautiful. Actually, I'm going to lower the temperature just a bit. I set the temperature to 205. I'm going to set it to 200 because it's relatively slow. Good gift, good lens, love it. I love how I was talking about first impressions. I love how solidly built it seems. It feels solid. It feels like it's good quality. I really wanted to see what main board it has. But it looks like it was well thought out in most ways. There are a couple of things that I would change. I definitely want to add cable stress relief for the bed. Honestly speaking, I think that's the only thing I would add to it as is, and possibly maybe a filament sensor. Exactly, Pi 3D, those are two things. 3D Man, I think it would be rad if you built your own 3D printer based on all your experiences with the other 40 that you have. Maybe you could make one of the best printers in the industry. I think I was speaking to Eddie Moser and I told him like it would be awesome if like all of us 3D printing YouTubers could get together to create what we feel would be the perfect printer. And the first thing he said, it would be awesome and very expensive. And it's true, because that's what you have to do to get quality. You have to pay for quality. How is the wiring for the heat bed secured? Is there a string relief? Is the heat bed operating with the mains power AC? Is the surface of the heat bed glass? Sorry for all the questions. So, wiring is soldered directly. There's no string relief. It's operating on AC. This is just glass. And don't worry about the questions. Does it have power resume function? That I'm not sure of. I doubt it though. I don't know, honestly speaking. Isn't the Janelle as same as the Little Monster? No, I think the Little Monster had the MKS Gen version 1.4. The Janelle is different. It's a 32-bit. Exactly, it was smoothie wire. Abortion of compromises. No, honestly speaking, so for example, if I have kind of had started building up my own 3D printer. It was based on a Prusa i3 design, P3 steel frame. It had a REMS, but I'm getting an MKS Gen L now with LV drivers. Has inductive sensor. It's going to have a flex plate, runout filament sensor. As long as it's quiet, it's solid, and it prints nice. Strictly speaking, you know, all these fancy things you find in printers. There's, at the end of the day, for me, as a business owner of 3D printing, what I want is not even the quiet 3D printers because I have a space for it. But let's say I didn't have a space. I want something quiet. I want something reliable. And I want something that prints nice. Barnum Beer. I'd hella buy a 3DMN printer. Thank you, dude. Maybe one day, maybe I'll be able to be lucky enough to partner up with a company, and yeah, we'll see. Who woos that we get the YouTube printer coming together to build the perfect printer? It'll be expensive. I can tell you now, it will probably cost somewhere in the range of 1,000 to 1,500. It's going to have a build volume of probably around 400 by 400 by 400. It's going to be a Core XY. It's going to have either TMC or LV drivers. Board-wise, it'll probably be a 32-bit board. Definitely going to have Volcano extruder, possibly the Titan Aero direct drive, linear rails all the way, enclosed AC heat beds, HEPA filter. So I can already see it. Hey Steve, good evening. That looks a lot better than the first one. Yes, actually, it's printing extremely well now. Let's see if I can give you guys a better view with some light. Definitely doing well. What do you think about Joel's video on the CRX? I think it's good he's calling them out for beta testing. I fully agree. I fully back Joel. I fully agree with what Angus say. Users have become beta testers, and it's not right. like for example, when I was sent the Hicktop Duale 3, I was told that this is a test unit, this is not a final product, but they would like to hear any feedback that I have. And that's the way it should be done. I'm happy to do so. I won't be reviewing the machine. I will showcase what its capabilities are, because chances are the end product will be completely different than the one I have. And it's the same with the AlphaWise U20 and the AlphaWise U10. Those shouldn't have been put on sale. There's too many things that need to be fixed, and I don't think it's fair on people who buy them. Why are relays superior to bearing system like on the CR10 or the Tevo Flash? They're much more accurate. And the Hicktop Duale 3, the IDEX system, that is actually on rails, and it prints beautifully on them. They're much more, they're much smoother, much smoother. Some blobs, retraction. Yes, I definitely need to adjust retraction settings on this. I need to adjust everything. This is like a quick simplified 3D profile on the fly. What do you think is better, direct drive or Bowden style extruders? Depends in which contexts. I prefer direct drive. You have much control over the print quality. But with Bowden style extruders, even though you can print quicker, it doesn't really make much difference to me, because I'm not after a quick print, I'm after a good print. So the lesson then is to wait before buying a new printer, always. I think it's very important to see as many reviews as you can, read as much as you can. I'm surprised that Creality, okay, so this is what happened with the Creality and with the CRX. I don't know if Joel was told this or not, but Creality made 10 CRX printers. They built 10, and they sent them out to YouTubers and influencers, and then they waited. And now they're producing them and starting to ship. They're going to start shipping out very soon. So I don't know what the point with that was. Probably just to create a bit of hype. But they should have at least made a production unit, or at least advised the influencers and YouTubers, like, listen, this is not the final unit. Once there's a final unit, we'll send you the final unit. For now, this is just us making sure that there is everything that we need to do. If not, let us know so we can change it before we start selling it. All usable is dual rail config. Don't know, I honestly haven't followed a lot of what Prush is doing, so wouldn't know. Oh, I know, I've seen what Prush is doing. It's happening with the Ender 3 as well. Some people are getting it with FlexPlate now, and some with a glass blade. I got it with the BLTouch sticker. Exactly, which is a shame. Any tips on tuning a Bowden printer? With Bowden, you have to look at retraction distance, coasting, possibly extra restart distance in negative, wiping. So there's a lot to handle. I'll probably do a couple of videos on how I tune printers and filaments when, like for example, what I'll be doing next to tune the print. Would you a day make a video series masterclass on slicer like S3D or Cura? I think Tom is more of a master than I am. Filament frenzy on that, to be honest. And only now it's thanks to him that I'm being driven to explore more simplified 3D. I will be doing some videos in conjunction with Simplified 3D because they reached out to me. So yeah, I will learn and I will share. I need a large volume one, like for Chiron. Can't wait to see you making an in-depth analysis on this. Looks better than the CRX. For a single extruder machine, honestly, so far, I don't think there is a machine on the market that can touch it within that price range. It is built like a tank. Two blanks affects retraction, definitely. Also the PTFE tube type. If it's a Capricorn, it will need different settings than a normal PTFE tube. So the anacubic Chiron, 400 by 400 by 450 volume. The print bed will go up to 60 degrees in about 4 minutes. It runs on a 24 volt, 1000 watt power supply. It runs on a Gorilla board, but it has swappable stepper drivers, run out filament sensor, power off resume function. It has the most insanely effective mesh bed leveling that I've seen so far on a printer. So it takes measurements in 25 different spots on the bed, and then you can adjust each and every single point individually through the menu. It's so easy and it's so effective. I have a left zip tie on the... You have left a zip tie on the hot end belt. Hot end belt. The hot end belt? No, I'm not seeing anything at least. Josh Collins would love that tuning video. Thanks, Joe. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you very much, dude. So this is, I think this, from what I can see from the print, I think if I just adjust the retraction settings a little bit, if I can just adjust the retraction settings, restart distance, I think it would be even better than this, honestly speaking. $225 point mesh. Oh. Did I mishear, or did you say 1 kilowatt at 24 volts? That is correct, Mega Man Mike. It has a 41.6 amp power supply. It also has a secondary power supply. It's a 5 volt power supply, which goes to parts of the board as well. Awesome. Thank you very much, Alex. Looking forward to it. This thing is so quiet. Honestly, I'd recommend this just because it's quiet. This is how we die. I posted some photos. Wiring is actually done really well. But keep in mind, just because it has 1,000 watts, it doesn't mean that all 1,000 watts will be going into the heat bed or into any component. It does have a dual MOSFET as well running through, because the power doesn't go directly to the bed, it goes through a MOSFET as well. Da-da-da.
probing. Is the hiccup Japanese? It's Chinese, I think. Wait, is it Japanese? No, it is Japanese. Hiccup Japan. Yes, Japanese. I mailed out part 111 on Friday. It took about 45 minutes for the girl at the post office to figure out how to fill it in customs paperwork. Small town, and I think was the second time she'd ever done it. I still have about 70, I think it's about 70 more pieces left. I need to say something like very quickly. I know that mail day videos aren't enjoyed by everyone. I completely understand that. The thing is, I enjoy them. I enjoy opening them. I enjoy knowing that so many people are willing to take part in this project, the mural, and you guys spend time and money to send those things here. So the least I can do is do a video every week about it. Do you prefer the CRX dual extruder method or the Prusa Mark II and Mark III method? Honestly, if it's for a dual, I personally don't think there's anything better than an IDEX system, like the Formbot T-Rex or the Duale or the Sigma. That's by far the most effective because you don't even need a purge block. If you tune it just right, you won't need a purge block. And for a kilogram print, you'll probably waste maybe 2 or 3 grams of filament just as it oozes out. I absolutely love the mail day videos. I was kind of sad when I watched the first one where you said you'd never gotten any before that. And that's the thing, because like all of a sudden so many mails coming in, and it's awesome. Like yesterday, I also invited some people over, like I invited my friends over, their kids, and they had an absolute feast eating candy. I don't think their parents like me very much now. Kids became hyper. But yeah, it's awesome. And I love showing off, like that thing there is awesome. Thanks, Pi 3D. PIY. Pi 3D would be better. Pi. PIY. I must admit, shipping to Malta was a bit more than expected. And I try to tell everyone, if you find that it's more than you're willing to spend, please, please, please do not worry. Please do not worry. I completely understand. The dude that sent me the package from Australia was like $75. That's insane. Should have just messaged me. I would have totally understood if you didn't want to send it. Is there a fuse or device in line with the wiring? I don't know, because I'd have to check inside exactly. Did you get permission to share the candy? We are trying to fatten you up. I try not to have candy during the week. I try to leave it just for the weekend. I like watching them. I showed my girlfriend the last one, and she actually watched it, which was surprising. I think she liked seeing all the different types of candy that were shipped. I was actually thinking of doing a video, like trying all the different candy, the sour ones and everything, on the other channel, just Joe. Have you tried any toner plastics filaments? No, I haven't. We want more Joe Les bot. So while that's printing, there, would you rather see this PIY, all right. Too much infill. Yeah, but it's fine. It's like 20% infill, and it's just a test print. It's okay. How fast can the printer go? Probably much faster than this. Let me just increase the speed a little bit. This is like taking forever. Set at 130%. Joe only has candy on days ending in days. Would be cool to see some more content on the Just Joe channel. What's causing the small artifacts on the legs? Those are just retraction. The issue is retraction, extra restart distance. I need to create a profile for it because that was just me doing a quick profile on the fly. Yes, I know. There's more videos coming on Just Joe. I just need to settle everything first. I need my garage to be fully operational downstairs. I have lots of drones to play with and try out and crash. Do yourself a favor and try some toner plastic PLA. I love Hatchbox PLA, but toner plastics PLA has given me a much better print. Cool. Have you received any old school English sweets like chocolate limes? No, not English. I've received some very American candy, like Mary Jane's and Jelly Belly and saltwater taffies, which I absolutely love. I definitely need to tune in the filament. Definitely need to tune it in. See, so those lines that you see, like those lines, that's not Z-banding. That's just unequal pressure in the nozzle. And that comes from adjusting retraction settings, extra restart distance. I could have almost reduced those completely by having the start and finish line perimeters start at the back of the print. And I think what we need to do is give a promotion to Ben. Ben is always around. Ben is awesome. Ben supported me when he had the shop. Tom, let's get him a proper pick and mix. Hey, Pokemon! I had some of your stroopwafels yesterday, and what are they called? Stroopkokken? Oh, those are so good. Which the max speed you usually go for printing, and which printer that you have performs best edit? I usually always print at 60 millimeters a second. That's usually my print settings. Barnum Bear, dude. Have to get up for work in less than 4 hours, so I'm off for the evening. Thanks for the stream, Joe. Awesome as usual. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dude. Have a good night. Have a good work day or work evening, depending on where you are. Did you print frame for drone? So I will be printing a frame for drone and some nylon. So speed, I usually print at 60 millimeters a second. My Mark IIIs and Mark IISs are my go-to printers usually for customer prints. ABS, nothing beats the Pro 2 that I have. I have a CR10 S, which I use quite a lot for larger prints. Now I have the G-Max A30, which I'm liking quite a lot, and the Chiron. How many printers in your farm now? What is the most requested material? Most requested material is PLA. Most requested color is white. Following that, it's ABS in black. And how many printers in the farm? Those that I use constantly, like religiously, I'd say about 15 to 20, but in total I have over 50 printers now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like assembling printers? I'd say from the whole journey, it's probably 9 out of 10. That's who I've always been. I like to assemble things. I like to mess around with things. I've always loved, that's one of the best parts of the journey for me. I need to adjust. Like so, a few tips. Okay, now when you get a printer, you don't just start printing things, and you definitely don't start printing large things. The first thing you need to do is print calibration cubes. You need to make sure that the extrusion multiplier is right. You need to make sure that you have the right temperature for the filament you're printing. Then you do some retraction tests to see that you get the retraction right. And you dial in your filament. Then you print models. That's the ideal way to do it. Because I don't know if it's extruding properly. I don't know if the extrusion multiplier is set correctly. I don't know if it should be less. I don't know if it should be more. Extrusion width, X-ray star distance. I don't know what kind of pressure there is in the PTFE tube. So ideally, every live stream would be me printing a calibration cube, stopping it halfway to see that the perimeters are done properly, the infill is catching on, the nozzle, the pressure inside the PTFE tube is equalized before reprinting, so you adjust retraction. There's quite a lot of steps, and that should be the way the journey is. For live streams, we just throw in a nice fancy print, which we shouldn't, technically speaking, because every printer will perform differently to the same material. Anyone out there know of any place to buy 500 print bed? Does not need to have heater. Probably Amazon. Do you have any help in your print shop? No, I don't. I do this by myself. I think his electricity is high. In Malta, electricity is not that expensive. Like to run a PLA print for 4 hours, it costs me less than heating up a kettle to do a cup of coffee. Have you seen the G-Tech A10M mixed color 3D printer, blue eyes on GearBest? I did not, actually. Love this live stream on a Sunday. Far better than watching TV things. Oh, Vogan, thank you very much, dude. I noticed quite a lot of people come on a Sunday, so I'll probably be leaving all my live streams for Sundays. When he does need help in the print shop, I'm moving from Malta for good. We'll see, we'll see. And next week, tomorrow, Monday, I have a job interview on Monday. We'll see. If I have a job interview, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing, and it's kind of a bad thing at the same time. A good thing is because rather than me focusing more on pushing content to help the channel grow, I can just, in order to sort of make sure that income is still coming in, I can just not have to worry about money because I'll have a salary, and instead focus on bigger projects. I'll be able to afford to upload only once or twice a week, but really awesome projects. And bad thing is because, well, I'll be 40 hours a week less away from the channel. But I'll be doing the same thing I used to do when I had a full-time job. I'll work my full-time job during the day, and I'll just be doing the channel by night. Ouch, failed after 185 hours. Oh, I'd be kicking myself. Would you recommend Malta as somewhere for a Brit to retire to? Absolutely. Gozo more than Malta. I don't know, but since you sped it up a little, the print looks better. Let me, hold on, let me do this so you guys can see better. Exactly, that's the thing, because sometimes it's true actually. A bit quicker looks better. And that's part of the retraction settings, because there's not enough time for pressure buildup within the PTFE2. So it actually does look better now that I increase the speed. It's so quiet. I'm loving how quiet it is. Gozo, yes. Gozo is a small island next to Malta. It's part of the Maltese Islands. How big is Malta? Malta is 26 miles by 13 miles. Sorry, 26 kilometers by 13 kilometers. It has a population of 450,000. It is so quiet. I'm loving this printer. It's so quiet. It's true, actually. Printing much faster is the faster I print, the better the print looks. This is so. I'm just blown away at how quiet it is. Did you upload the Prusa factory tour, or is that still coming? It's still coming. I still have to sit down. But I'll probably actually do that. I'll probably upload either Monday or Tuesday for my next upload, because I have to do the voiceover. I have all the footage, but I want to do a voiceover, so I just have to sit down and record myself talking while I watch the footage, so then I can overlay it on the footage. Nothing like, even on retractions, you just hear like the little bit. Actually, you know what? Here, I'm gonna move my microphone so you can hear the sound it makes on retractions. That was Filament. There. Another one. It's just so quiet. It's so quiet. I honestly think that Tevo have a winner with this. I think they. I don't think I would have given the option. This is just me. I don't think personally, if it was my company, I don't think I would have given the option to buy it without TMCs. I don't think I would have given the option to buy without dual lead screws. Maybe the option for the BLTouch, because this is how it should be sold. Like, quiet, prints good, easy to assemble, except for these two things up here. Looked it up, it says 23.2 degrees centigrades is average. I'm moving. Okay, so in Malta we have 300 days of sunshine here. Summer starts in around April, May, stops around October. Lots of heat waves, a bit humid, but we get like 35 degrees every day for like 3 consecutive months here, July, August, September. October, it starts going down slowly. Can you install TMCs on a CR10? No, you can't. Not that I recall. Some people on Facebook groups have reported receiving TMC 2208 even though they didn't buy the TMC upgrade. That's good. Hey, Sean. How's it going, brew? Is it brew? Brew? How's it going, brew? So chances are, even though it was running at 200 degrees, it was still slightly too hot at the speed that I was printing. If you were designing the perfect 3D printer nozzle, how would you do it? What components would you use? And how would you make it print the best quality possible? All right, 3D Maker Kid, I probably will be here for a few more minutes until this print finishes and then I'm done. How many pushes do you have now? I have 10 in total. All purchased, I need to add. Nozzle, I'd probably do it in some material where it's extremely slippery from the inside. It helps quite a lot. I think brass works fine. I think what Tevo does with the flash is very good. You can afford one if your budget is tight, and you can spend more if you want more features. I would love to see more companies on that. Very true, very true. And the thing is, even if you buy it, maybe you already have available some stepper drivers available at your disposal, and you just want to use those. True, very true. All right, trolling for dollars. Thank you very much for joining, dude. My first layer on the Mark III has small artifacts, so would that be due to print speed or nozzle temperature? Depends what kind of artifacts. It's kind of hard to tell unless I actually see it happening. Ender 3 or Tevo Flash for first printer? Either way, honestly, if I had to I think I prefer this. Honestly, I'm being completely honest. I think I prefer this than the Ender 3. Yeah, yes. There, I said it. I think I prefer this than the Ender 3. For the money, if you want something under $200, nothing is going to beat the Ender 3. But if you're willing to spend a bit more as a first 3D printer, then I'd recommend this instead. Now this has, it costs, yes, it almost costs double. So, I mean, it depends. Like if you get it like the full pre-assembled one, it almost costs double, but there's a reason. I mean, you have, it's much better quality than the Ender 3. Extruder. If I had to, I don't know how I would do it actually. I like the Titan Aero style. I like direct extruders. I don't know if I get an Ender 3 or just pay more for a Prusa. If you can afford a Prusa, then definitely a Prusa. It's all based on, recommendations are based on budget. But I'm actually going to do a video, probably next week, about, not next week, the week after that, about the biggest question I always get, which printer should I get? So I'll be talking about that. Let me see if you guys can see it better like this. There. Not bad. That's actually not bad at all. No one recording off on this printer, we should check out the links in this. Thanks, Ben. Which is the motherboard to use on the Tevo? I'm not sure which board they use. I still have to open it. What size nozzle comes on this one? 0.4. How do you go about creating a profile for your printer on your slicing software? First, I usually tend to print a couple of calibration cubes. First, I want to see dimensional accuracy. I want to know at which multiplier. I want to see if the extruder is calibrated at 100%. Then I start adjusting the multiplier on the slicer to have as much evenness as possible. As for filament width, the nozzle width, I never ever use, so if this is 0.4 millimeter nozzle, I will never use a 0.4 millimeter wide, 0.4 millimeter width. I always use a little bit more, either 42, 46. It's not because of dimensional accuracy, it's because I feel that it prints cleaner. Because 0.4, in order to have a line wide 0.4, from a nozzle that's coming out 0.4, then there's not, it needs more pressure than that. It has to have a bit, so in order to produce more pressure, the width of the filament line has to expand a little bit of the layers. So yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. My mind works in mysterious ways. It's the noob mind. What layer height is this print? This is 200 microns. Is probably buying the CR10S in the next week unless I see some amazing views of the Chiron. If you follow me on Twitter, you will be seeing some photos of the current print, which is about over 100 hours in, I guess, almost 100 hours in. If it keeps on performing as it is, dude, get the Chiron. Don't get the CR10S. Almost there. See, now I wish I could have printed faster all the way. Increase the speed a little bit. Yeah, the layer height, it's hard for me to explain. Layer height is 200 microns, but then you have the layer width, like the extrusion width. And nozzle is 0.4 millimeters wide. So most people will do a layer width or an extrusion width of 0.4 millimeters, which is exactly the size of the nozzle exit hole, which I feel is not always right because you need a bit more pressure for the nozzle to equalize the filament. So I tend to do a 0.42 width or 0.46 width. Josimar or Yosimar, definitely a good choice. What's your favorite printer? I honestly don't have a favorite printer, and I like my Mark IIs and my Mark IIIs. I like my CR10. I like my Sigma. I like the Moai. My favorite printer is the one that is going to be printing what I need it to print in a reliable manner. Hell, even the JGRA5 was my favorite printer at one time because it was printing perfect quality prints for customers. At the same time, my Mark III was my favorite because it was quiet and it was printing reliably. So it's not necessarily a favorite printer, but it's the right printer. Thank you, Tom. Me formulating words, technical words, is just That's it, the resistance and pressure. Having a wider width of extrusion line than the actual nozzle just creates a bit more pressure and more even extrusion. There, I think that's what I wanted to say. Another thing you want to do when dialing in a filament is always look at your printed part and then at the G-code previewer. And sometimes you can see, if you see certain lines, if you compare that to the G-code previewer, you can see that's because that's where the nozzle stopped or that's where the nozzle started. So you know it has to do with retraction. Hey, Eddie Moser in the house. Mr. Upgrade. Every printer has its good and bad points. Very, very correct. And no printer is perfect. And there is no such thing as a best 3D printer. And if you ever hear me say that this is the best 3D printer, it will always be followed by that I have ever tried. It's not in general. I don't know which printer is the best in general. I don't think it exists. Okay, so when my filament says 0.05 millimeters, what does that really mean? It means, Donna, it means, so filament diameter is 1.75 millimeters, but the tolerance is the variation of the machines. Oh, there you go, ready. So it could be 1.8 or 1.7 or 1.73 or 1.76. It's all tolerances. There is a 0.05 millimeter discrepancy of tolerance below or above 1.75. Okay. That's actually not bad. Hold on. Adjust retraction settings, and this will be brilliant. That's not bad considering. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can. Oops. Okay, see, so my extrusion multiplier was horrible. I cut his legs off. I completely cut his legs off. There you go, my friend. Get back to your place. Sacrilege. So there. 98% assembled. Took what, 10, 15 minutes? 50% assembled. I don't know how long it took. 45 minutes, I think. I'm happy. I'm actually kind of, there's this part of me that's proud of Tevo for actually doing such a printer. I really am. Considering that I have a Tevo Tarantula, which I assembled, printed a benchy, and never used again. Honestly, it's in the same state. I assembled it, printed a benchy, never used it again because I just didn't want to. To this, I'm surprised. I'm very happy with the result. Legless. So much for a quick release. Strictly speaking, it's still 46 degrees. It has to cool down for it to be easy release. All right, so I'm going to call it a day for today. I'm going to call it a Sunday. I'm going to go eat something, go have a shower, spend some time with my daughter, spend some time watching a movie with my wife, probably do other stuff which you guys don't need to know about, and I'm going to go to bed because I have a long day tomorrow. And May, it's about, depending on which version, it's about 250 to 350, depending on which version. Do you open the electronics to see the motherboard and power supply? Yes, I always do. I always check for the review. Okay, so I'm going to call it a day. I want to thank you guys very much for joining me today. This was an awesome stream. We'll keep this for a Sunday thing. I want to thank my patrons for their support. I want to thank the new patrons that joined. Reminder, you want to become my patron and support me. First of all, thank you so much. Secondly, yeah, you'd get a chance to win one of these or many other 3D printers that I'll be giving away. That is it for tonight, guys. I want to thank you very much once again for joining me. It's been an absolute blast. I'm going to call this a success. I like the Tevo Flash, and I can't wait to get this thing going. So yeah, once again, thank you very much. Have a good night. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and as always, happy making, guys. And we're out.